Welcome to part one of Anatomy of a Flip. We're outside a raised ranch home, Plymouth, Minnesota. This is the first of a series of at least 3 videos where we'll talk about the flip process, finding a flip home, the economics of a flip, what are the things that need to be done to make it profitable, what are some of the pitfalls. We'll look at all of these. Right now, we're looking at the initial home. This was bought for $425 in a wonderful neighborhood of Plymouth near Medicine Lake. You can see it's got nice wood siding. It's a ranch, or a rambler as we call in Minnesota. It's got steps up to it. It's got a tuck under garage. It's got nice looking brickwork. And this has been bought and being ready to turn it over, flip it, make it better, and get it sold within a few months. Let's go inside. One of the things that's important when you're choosing a flip home is make sure there's nothing unusual or quirky about it. And this one fits that bill very well. We've got a nice, large living room. We've got these beautiful wood floors. There's some kind of funky 1980s track lighting that would have to go. Although with the right artwork on the wall when you flip it, if you stage the property, you could probably get away with leaving that. It's got a beautiful brick fireplace, and that is a wood burning, and you would leave it that way. You probably would not put a gas fireplace in. Again, you're looking at cost. What costs have impact, which ones don't. People are going to see it's a fireplace, and they're going to see that they can do an insert. We've got some really beautiful windows here up front. These have been replaced. They're newer windows, so that's just fabulous. That was done, and this would bring in a lot of light. Kitchens and baths, those are the things to improve. In this one, the kitchen certainly could use some improvement. It's got the original wallpaper on it, got quite a country style to it. Isn't that nice? Those precious little flowers, totally out of style today. And then it has this paneled wainscot, which would have been very popular in the 70s, not so much today. One quick trick is to just paint that wainscot, strip the wallpaper, paint it a nice neutral color. We've got a big, beautiful picture window here, but this one needs to be replaced. You can see it got blown seals. The glass is all fogged. But we will take a moment here and step outside. The backyard looks very good, except it's totally overgrown. So again, with the landscaping, fixing that up will really help. The rest of the kitchen, we've got these wood cabinets. They're in incredibly good shape. They're original, but they have not been abused. These can be oiled, new handles and hardware put on, although these look like they've been updated already. We've got some stainless appliances in place. That's nice. The cooktop's original. That might be a good thing to replace to give it a more modern look. Clearly the countertops would need to be changed out for today, and the dishwasher's missing, so that would go in. This window as well is blown and dirty. It's the original window that would need to be replaced. It looks like they're already starting on that by removing the trim. The kitchen has a little bit of a funky layout with this tucked away refrigerator, but it also has, which is nice, closets on each side. So you could create a pantry closet, which is always in demand here. And this is a broom closet in this end. Obviously the vinyl will go, probably put LVP down, luxury vinyl plank, and make this kitchen really nice. It won't be a huge kitchen, but it will be very nice when it's redone. Another option on the cabinets, of course, a lot of people would paint them. White cabinets are still in style. They are going out of style. Other colors are coming in. Accent colors like green is very popular. So you might do white on the top and green below. If you do these cabinets right, what you'll do is you'll put a coating on it to kind of fill in the grain of the oak so that doesn't bleed through when you enamel the cabinets. And you must enamel it. So know what you're doing and take time in doing it. Going down the hall to the bedroom wing, we've got these beautiful bedrooms. We've got wonderful red oak floors. I know that they're replacing baseboards. We put a little beefier baseboard on, brings it a much more modern, sometimes doing casing around the window. Again, these are newer windows that we see here. Got nice new mechanisms on it and a decent closet in this room. The other thing I know that they're planning to do is to replace doors with more solid doors. These are the hollow body 1970s doors. Kitchens and baths, expensive rooms, but those are key rooms to make the flip home appealing to the new buyer. You really want to hit today's buyer's trends. So here we've got some really cool tile, some really old tile here, and the daisies mounted on the bottom of the tub have got to go. That can all be cleaned up. It's a cast iron tub, so that's great. Kind of a quirky layout here, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. Do they leave the white tile here? Do they take all the tile off and not put any tile in, or put new tile in, put luxury vinyl plank? A lot of different options here. We got a few different ideas going on looks like from the 80s. We've got those seashells and the light pastel colors that were so popular back then. Gone now, so this will be changed up. The sink layout is really kind of interesting because it's tucked in and it's got mirrors on 3 sides. There's 2 more bedrooms down the hall. The front bedroom, obviously going to be painted. Ceiling fan will probably go. Pull back this carpet, bring back the wood floors or recarpet. New basin case, new doors. And then the primary bedroom here. It's a little bit bigger bedroom. That's got to go. Really reflective of the 70s and the country stuff of the 80s. The carpeting here is just trashed, but you can see in the closet, really nice red oak floors. So we're in good shape there. Also, this is a real plus for this house. It does have a small primary bath. They often didn't do that in this size of home, but this one does have at least a half bath. And so some updating here will make this much better. Curious if they keep the vessel sink. Those were very popular about 20 years ago or so. Difficult to clean, but still look attractive. So maybe that will stay. It looks like the light fixture was replaced about that same time. We're down in the basement now, nice steps down. There is a family room or amusement room down here. It's got Berber carpet from the 90s. It does have another brick fireplace, which is very nice. It's got this really awful drop ceiling. Hopefully something gets done with that. Usually a place like this, you want to put in a sheetrock ceiling, maybe a few can lights so that you get some good lighting here. That heater probably will go as well. I suspect there'll be some type of heat put in here. It does have, some central heating right there. There is a vent, so that's good. You don't want to pay for extra things like mechanical. Those don't really bring value. It's unfortunate the ceiling is like this, but that's something that's pretty easy to fix and doesn't cost a lot. So once this is lit up, painted, freshened up, new trim, new doors, new carpet, it's going to look really good. This is a funky room that scares a lot of people. This is the old well room. In homes in the Twin Cities suburbs that were built in the 40s, 50s, 60s, they didn't have city water at the time. They had well water. There's the old wellhead right there. That needs to, by Minnesota code, needs to be appropriately sealed by a licensed well contractor. The new water comes in here. Nicely, they've insulated this so it has a better looking cover than most of these. This is actually out under the front stoop of the house. Sometimes when you look at a flip, you look and see in the basement, is there ability to finish another room? Like put in a bedroom, do some egress windows. This one doesn't have a lot of extra room because a lot of the house is over top of the garage. We're in the laundry room, mechanical room right now. There just isn't room to finish something else. Sometimes you can look at putting a bath down here as well. If there's a bedroom to go with it, probably not worth doing if there isn't. That's a possibility. One nice thing is the mechanicals here are pretty good. The water heater is quite new. The electric box, that's been updated nicely. And we've got copper plumbing, which was done at the time. This is back in the time when they were using copper pipes for waste lines even, so fabulous. Furnace is a little bit older, but probably just fine. It's a high efficiency furnace. Now we're in the garage, under part of the house. You can see it's a little bit shallower here. So the trick today is the height of the garage door and can an SUV fit? Certain ones can, some can't. People will be looking at that. One nice thing I see is all the concrete work here. They're really nice. Everything is square and plumb. A lot of times you see a lot of cracking on these walls, especially in the back. It's a little bit of a step crack here, but not. It's all in plane. Pretty typical of this vintage of house. We're out on the deck now in the backyard, and you can see it's a pretty decent deck. It comes right off the kitchen. It's got just a few steps down to the yard. A little power washing here, maybe stain the deck boards. That will make it look quite nice. The siding here is also in good shape. It needs to be washed, power washed as well. Get this all cleaned up, some touch-up paint here and there. Probably take down the face of this guy that's laughing at whoever's doing the flip. That's not right. And then also this door would have to go. It was wonderful in 1968, not so popular today. The backyard is mostly fenced, it appears, way overgrown. So I know one of the plans here is to trim back. We've got a she shed back there, so a nice place to retreat when you want to get away from your husband. Lots to trim back, but it's a nice flat yard. One of the things you want to avoid on a flip is expensive things that do not add value. So concrete work is really important, and you can see this concrete's in pretty good shape. There is some sloping of the steps, but they do work all the way down. Also, there's a retaining wall here that looks very good. It's in good shape. It's a newer, probably 15 to 20-year-old wall. There's room for improving landscaping, and that's something you can do, usually not very expensive. You have to do some sweat equity yourself, but by cutting back some of this overgrowth, getting this tree trimmed up and getting the fir tree that's kind of growing up underneath it out, cutting this all back and redoing this simple simply will show the house better and will make it much more attractive to buyers. One important part of a flip is being in the right kind of neighborhood, something where the value of the homes around you are going to either rise you up or you can make it equal to them. And this is just a fabulous block. Wonderful homes about the same vintage as this house up and down the block, and they're all really well cared for, really well taken care of. We've got a lot of pride of ownership here in this neighborhood. So let's talk about the anatomy of this flip. The house was found for $425,000. The goal is to sell it for $500,000. Putting in money for the improvements, but you also have to keep in mind that there's going to be some holding costs in terms of paying for the loan on the property and also paying taxes, utilities, those sorts of things. And then at the end, you'll have some closing costs and commissions to pay. So this is a flip. This is a modest flip being done. This isn't a whole redone. It's also not trying to make $100,000 on a flip. It's very hard to find houses that can actually do that. And the risk goes up because you're probably working at a much higher level. This one, you make maybe $20,000, $25,000. Would be a very good return on this if you turn the property quickly. That's an important consideration when you're doing a flip home. Is this something that's going to appeal to buyers? Can I make it appealable to buyers? Redone and sold within about 3 to 4 months at the most. Keep my holding costs down. One of the other things when you're doing a flip is you want to make sure you're not missing a key component that people want. If you're doing a house that only has one bath, it's really important to add a second bath, ideally downstairs, because that's the cheapest place to do it. The level of finish doesn't have to be as nice as on a main floor. Also, there's usually not room on a main floor or off of one of the bedrooms to add a bath. One thing you don't want to do when you're doing a flip is to have an area where a house stops being new and starts being 1970s again. You don't want them to see that because they'll go, oh, here's where the money ran out, the flip stopped. And it's just a killer on a flip. So you want to make sure you're consistent throughout. You may do a higher level of finishes on the main floor like this, but you want the basement to at least be consistent. Also, the same is true on the outside. You can't have the deck not look nice. It doesn't have to look brand new, but it has to look nice. And you have to have the siding looking nice. So these are some of the things that people get caught on, and then the house doesn't sell. So you're thinking about doing a flip. You really want to do it, but you just don't have a lot of money. Got a little bit of money, but not enough to buy a house, fix it up, hold it for a couple months and resell it and make that profit. So how can you do that? There's a new solution out there that's just fantastic. It's called Fix and Flip. It's a mortgage program through Prosperity Mortgage, which is affiliated with Edina Realty. And loan officer Steve Mohabir out of my office, who I've used for many years, a wonderful loan officer, has this program. Here's some of the details of it as you think about what are the numbers in a flip. Well, they'll fund up to 80% of the after fixed up value of the home. So that's going to give you the cost to acquire the home and some of the cost to fix it up. It may not cover your holding cost. It may not cover all your fix up costs, depending upon what your margin is. You got to make sure there's enough margin. But in any event, it's a really good loan. It lasts for a few months while you have the house. Interest rates are in line with what an interest rate would be on a credit line from a bank or a bridge loan, that sort of thing. They're not like mortgage rates. This is a short-term loan, so you're probably going to be in the 8.5% to 9% range today. That will change as rates change, mostly based on your credit score and the appraisal of the house. Steve's contact information is here. Thank you for watching. This is Bud Batterson in the Twin Cities. And remember, in real estate, this Bud for you.